And they've done it. Crusaders are the Super Rugby Pacific 2025 champions, winning their 13th title. They go from not making the finals last year to winning the thing this year. Two teams are winning in this game. It's the Crusaders and the All Blacks, because that was a massive game between two powerhouses of Super Rugby, and the All Black selectors will be licking their lips. Before we get into it, let me know in the comments what you guys thought of the game, who played well, who didn't, who was your man of the match. Stoked for the Crusaders, not so stoked for the Chiefs. They go 3 in a row finals and 3 losses. Tough stuff there for them. What did you guys think of it? Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So Crusaders have done it. Like them or hate them, they come back from last year not making the finals. This year they win the thing. They host it and win it. There's something within those doors at Crusaders. They just know how to win rugby, know how to win Super Rugby. To go from last year's disastrous year in a Crusaders look of it to winning it this year, fantastic. Well done to everyone involved with the Crusaders, the coaching staff, the players, everyone, the fans. Well done. For this game, look, while the intensity, I feel like in parts of it was through the roof, very fast, like ruck speed was fast, collisions were hard, very physical. It probably wasn't your most exciting game. Ball was dewy. It was where it played into the Crusaders massively here, and they like. Why wouldn't you? If you're hosting it or if you're playing in a final, you want to play the style of rugby you want to play and that you can win it and that you can dominate at. You're going to drag your opponents into that style of play. Absolutely. And Crusaders did that. Box kicked really well. You've got someone like Will Jordan on the end of very well executed box kicks, contestable box kicks. Noah Hotham had it on an absolute string, and Will Jordan was just running through, and his ball was his ball, but your ball was his ball as well. That's all he had in mind, because he was on one. Will Jordan was fantastic. Under the high ball, unreal. And those box kicks were really like pinpoint. And that was definitely a game plan for Crusaders, was to apply pressure that way. Because you look at Narawai and Leroy Carter, probably not your best in the air. Narawai's probably a little bit better. But then you come up against someone like Will Jordan, unreal. And they put a lot of pressure on those guys like Shooter Stevenson, Leroy Carter, Narawai were under the pump, under those high balls, for sure. Scrums early on. So early on, the Chiefs had ascendancy in the scrums. And I was like, what's happening here? Because last week, Crusaders demolished the Blues scrum. So I was like, what is happening here? Chiefs are getting advantage. They got 2 penalties off the first 2 scrums. Then that All Black front row of the Crusaders, all right, we've got you figured out, and it's ours now, because that turned around, and Fletcher Newell, Cody Taylor, and Tamati Williams, hats off, because they absorbed that pressure early on, and then the rest of the game was just domination up front. Hats off to the Piggies. Not much, or hats off to the front row. Not many guys talk about the front row, but man, they put in an absolute shift. The domination up front in that scrum, especially in the scrums, fantastic. You look at someone like Tamati Williams, who was injured for the semi-final, miraculous turnaround. He's back in, played, I think, 40 or 50 minutes. Fantastic. Cody Taylor, he scored a try as well. His lineouts were good. All around the park, it was good. Scrum time, fantastic. But big hats off for me. Fletcher Newell played full 80 minutes, got through a ton of work, and he's just a workhorse, man. A workhorse. Like I said, absorbed the pressure on those early scrums, but turned it on when it mattered, and he was fantastic. That's just me giving a bit of credit to the front row. Crusaders front row, hats off. Well done. Yellow card to Avili. Tough one, but correct call. And I thought this could be a game changer, because he's paramount to that Crusaders backline. obviously to their whole team as well because he is the captain, but he did end up coming on. And in the back end of the game, he was fantastic. Again, I said in the preview, his kicking is going to come into hand, and his kicking was unreal. There was one bit where, and it was a big momentum shift. I think it was just before halftime. Kick, found grass, looked up, found great kick, found grass, good kick chase from Sevu Reece. They got a turnover there. And I think they ended up getting 3 points from that, if I'm not mistaken. But just little things like that. And I said in the preview, Havili's skill set, and they're going to use it really well because, yes, he can do all the things that a 12 needs to do. He can carry when he needs to. He can tackle when he needs to. But his distribution and his kicking skills is that little bit of point of difference that he has. And he used it to a T in this game. Really good kicking, finding grass, just taking that bit of pressure off Rivers Reihana and Will Jordan having to kick. And he was fantastic. Like Crusaders, for their first try, out of nowhere, get a maul 20 meters out, and for some reason, no one is defending the blind side of that maul. Cody Taylor goes 20 meters to score a try. Very Crusaders-like, just out of nowhere. But again, before that, absorbed so much pressure from the Chiefs. And when they get their opportunity, they pounce. And that's the difference between winning a final, literally. Yes, Chiefs did take a lot of their opportunities, but also squandered a few of them. I thought the scramble defense for Crusaders was fantastic, especially in the second half. I think frontline defense in the first half was good. Chiefs found a few more holes in the second half, and their scramble D, unreal. They were just at all-in team effort. They were fantastic. I thought Rivers Reihana played really well. Didn't overplay his hand. He's got guns outside him, inside him. He just needed to control, pass, use the options when he needed, kick when he needed. He kicked well off the tee as well. Fantastic and well done, man. How good. Will Jordan, unreal, like I said, good under the high ball, just nails his 1%ers, all the basics that you want from a fullback. He nails and gives you everything else with it. Wrap that man in cotton wool. He's the one. He's the chosen one. Look after him with everything you've got. He was fantastic. And then the forwards again for the Crusaders, just unreal. I said after last week's game, I said if they go on to win it this year, it'll be off the back of effort. And that's effort from these forwards. They did it in the semi-final. They did it again here. Defensive efforts that a coach, you can't coach this. This is just get up, go again, grit, bite down on the mouth guard, get up and go again. Listen to this for the forward pack. Tamati Williams, 9 tackles. Cody Taylor, 12 tackles. Fletcher Newell, 12 tackles. Scott Barrett, 17 tackles. Shalfoon, 16 tackles. Blackadder, 16 tackles. Christie, 13 tackles. And Christian Leawili, 12 tackles. That is immense. That's one player that didn't get double digits, and he only played 40 or 50 minutes. The rest of the guys played for most of the game. That is unreal. That is effort right there. That is effort right there. That is a shift. And that's how they won this game, because there was a ton of times where they defended phases after phase after phase, and they just did it. Hats off, fully deserved winners, the Crusaders. Jumping over to the Chiefs. What do you say, man? It's 3 finals in a row, 3 times losing. I said in the preview that I wanted them to win just because third time lucky sort of thing, but it just shows how hard it's hard. You don't just win the Super Rugby title. It's hard, man. Some early mistakes from them, kind of a bit flustered maybe. Some little knock-ons, little balls didn't go to hand, didn't help them. There's a couple times where they went 20 plus phases in the Crusaders attacking their line and like knock the ball on or get the ball turned over. Again, credit to Crusaders defense because, man, they were on. The next time they did get down there, they capitalized on that quick ruck speed, getting those players running around, coming around the corner, the forwards, but then using a little tip on as well, and that really worked well. But not just using the forwards, using someone like Quintupai to come angle back in there, and that worked really well from them. And then it was just all effort in just before first half for Shooter Stevenson to score in the corner. Forwards being very physical, dragging players in, and then some presence of mind and some awareness from Tupavai to see where the space was. He was at 9 at that time, threw a massive skip pass out, and Shooter Stevenson went in at the corner. I thought Tupavai was fantastic in a losing team. I think he made 20 tackles. Unreal. He was really, really good. Good stealing at lineouts as well. And then what the Crusaders did really well, and this is talking about the Chiefs though as well, was they marked Damien McKenzie. They marked him. They had 2 or 3 players on DMAC every time he got the ball, and he was rattled. Why? And you would be. And if you're the Crusaders, why wouldn't you put pressure on the man like DMAC? He runs the show. He runs the Super. If he plays well, Chiefs win, and they win comfortably. But if you have 2 or 3 guys hunting him down every time he touches the ball, you're going to rattle him. You're going to get into him. He's going to make mistakes. He's going to force plays that's not going to come off. Crusaders did it, and they did it really well, and hats off to them. 2025 Super Rugby Pacific winners, the Crusaders. What did you guys think of the game? Who played well? Who didn't? Oh, man. Let me know in the comments. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time.